Hello everyone, I am PyroFalkon and this is Digimon Hacker's Memory. I am here in a backdoor server that was created by K, and we are trying to chase him down and trigger a confrontation which they're kind of... Got it? Which they're kind of selling as the final confrontation. But I kind of doubt it is. Oh. I guess I quickly got to where I needed to be. Another account grab case. I don't mind, but let's make it someone interesting this time. That last guy was way too boring. Ah! I won't be needing you anymore. That guy has started to look for the criminal who stole his account. It would be a problem for me if you were to get arrested and talk. Don't worry, I'll take good care of your account. You're going to get to play the bad guy role. By defeating Akira Hosaka, I'll be able to be a hero just like him. It's gotta be you. And if that's not enough, then K can be our enemy. Together we can take back what K stole. Thanks to this powerful enemy, he'll depend on me. He'll come to me. That's what the voice told me to do. He's the only one. The only one who... But the plan broke because I went to Ryuji instead. Alright, so... Let's see. Visualizer, that's it. Oh, we warped forward from the same floor. That's interesting. Yeah, that's very strange. So I have to go into that trap in order to proceed. Well, that's an interesting idea. I mean, now they're finally throwing something weird at me in these dungeons. My god, Oracle. If everything here is a virus, then it's just going to melt. Oracle will take care of everything. But yeah, it's forcing me to go into a trap in order to get everything. That's interesting. Let's see where this trap leads me. Oh, over there. Okay. So I need to take this one to get to the exit. That is so much more interesting than what they've been doing with the dungeons otherwise. I really like it. Okay, so let's do another visualizer, because there's probably crap all over the place here, too. Yep, just as I thought. So we'll take the non-trap lines as much as possible. That's probably an exit for one of the traps. Okay. So we're going to have to try to figure out which trap to go into intentionally in order to advance, possibly. And yeah, once again, nothing but viruses. All the red of the background is kind of tripping me out. I'm sure a lot of you have that too. Most games have that in mind where they try to mix up the colors so your eyes don't get weird. But certainly with this much red on the screen, as soon as I look away, like, my reality just kind of looks a little jacked up. Ah, 2 traps here, and I must trip one of them. Because I can't go around either way. God, Wraith is going to be able to get her levels up very quickly. Okay, that was backwards. But also forward? Wait a minute. Now I don't know where I am. I still need to go back into the tower and finish exploring that with the protection on so I don't trip into 1,000 frickin' random battles while I'm there. But that's fine. Oh, I'm here again. Okay, so that path takes me backwards, so this might take me forward. Or it might take me backward also. Yep, that took me significantly far back. So let's try the trap that's over here now. This would be more confusing for me if I wasn't blasting through the enemies so quick. Oh, that's an elegant attack. Wasn't enough to take him out, I just wanted to see the animation for it. Nom. There we go. Your victory animation is to Magikarp a little bit? That's fine. I'm glad we've got Mr. Sushi now, too. I mean, we haven't pulled him out to fight with him, but... Wait, what is his type? Mr. Sushi's a vaccine. I should take him back down and then bring him... No. I was going to say I should bring him back up to a data type. But... the data type is Togemon, Face Puncher's spot, so... No, Mr. Sushi can stay a vaccine. Oh, this was forward. Okay. I just ran by a box and didn't even realize it, because I was thinking too much about team composition. I mean, having a backup is fine to Face Puncher. And we need the balance anyway. We're gonna need multiples of everything. I was just thinking how we could get Wraith and Oracle and Mr. Sushi all on the same team, but it doesn't really matter. We have our main three, so we just need to get Face Puncher fully trained up so he can rejoin the team. Why? Why don't you depend on me? Why do you always go to Hoodie? That's not you. That's not my hero. You were the only one who wasn't cruel to me. The only one who recognized my worth. I don't want you to go. I don't want anyone else to have you. You're my best friend. Yeah, it would have been... If it wasn't super obvious by now, it was after that. So his motivation... Yu's motivation is that I just wasn't cruel to him. So he hung on to anyone he could, which in this case meant PyroFalkon. And he concocted this plan thanks to the voice in his head, thinking that it would bring him closer to PyroFalkon, but it didn't because PyroFalkon chose to go a different direction with it and go to Hoodie instead. Not a bad motivation. I mean, I am curious why this is a thing. Like, I'm curious what the voice is in his head and why you needed this and why the voice in his head needed this. I mean, we'll get there. We'll get to that point, I'm sure. But like, those are the active questions I'm asking with the plot. You know, like why? What was the actual cause? Because the voice in his head could be anything. It could be another hacker. Though my suspicion right now is that the voice in his head is a Digimon who is kind of mucking with things here in the human world. Because we've already established through knowing Kyoko that Digimon were able to get here to the real world even before the digital shift. Because Kyoko made it, and I sort of assume the opposite happened with the Protag and Cyber Sleuth, that they were able to get to the digital world for some reason with this swap. So, anyway, I mean, I'm sure these answers, or these questions will be answered as we get further. I'm just thinking out loud and killing time as we go. So, still a few mysteries left, but we have more answers than questions now, and that means you're close to the end of a story. I mean, it's obvious it's you. You is K. They did a good job fooling me super early because they were subtle with you. They were subtle with him saying how much, you know, he was going to want to help, or how much he was cool with Hoodie. use original suggestion where he was like, are you sure you want to work with Hoodie? They're a bunch of hackers. Hackers are the ones who did this to you. You know, that was pretty subtle. And then things got less subtle as we moved forward. So, which is good writing pacing. Excellent. Like, very, you know, I may have my issues with the C plots as far as the silliness of them. Because some silliness is fine. You know me. I like some silliness in my stories. But the amount of... Have I gone through this one yet? The amount of silliness in some of the C plots, like the occult club, they could have gone away, and I would not have been too upset. All right, where am I going? See, this is where it distracts me. It is absolutely fair that I move too fast and don't pay attention. 100% fair. But when it comes to this kind of thing where I have to go into one trap and it teleports me around, my brain has trouble keeping that map in its head unless I 100% focus, and even then I sort of need the fights to stop in order for me to think that through. So I'm only going through them, I'm only pushing myself through them because of getting experience points. But, oh, okay, here we go. Here we are, in fact. And the fact that there's an access point right here kind of worries me, because that means there's probably a boss around the corner. I can check in on Face Puncher real quick. Anyway, all I was saying was, this is why I want to get a Mon who can prevent me from getting into random battles, because that would help me think through this stuff a little bit more. Yeah, he's... Okay, so when they're set to train, they train the leader's train and their own. That is something I don't think I fully grasp. So Icky is going to keep training in speed as long as I don't change his personality, even if he's also learning, in this case, intelligence at the same time. That's fine, because Icky only needs 37 points. We're still going to have to keep that in check. We'll have to drop his speed back down at some point. But that's what's going on there. So then over here on Farm Island 4, Face Puncher is going to keep gaining attack, which he is now. And Face Puncher needs 22. So he's almost there, and he might... Let's see, that's 70... 79. Okay, so he's capped again. So I need to take him out and lower his attack again. I have so many personality patches that I could probably manually... Like, I could probably micromanage. And so I could probably switch Face Puncher off of Fighter long enough to get his defense up, and then switch him back to Fighter, because they're also pretty cheap. They're like 2,500 yen a piece. So it's not that tough. I think at this point it doesn't matter as much, and I can't do anything right now because I'd have to leave the dungeon entirely if I wanted to do that, which I'm unwilling to do right now. I can do it after the mission. But this is more informing my choices for Cyber Sleuth. So I'm also seeing, like, you really do need to plan well in advance what you want to do. You have the restraint chips, but it takes longer if you don't logically plan everything out. Although I will say having 6 trainers, 1 for each stat, was brilliant on my part. Because these 6, it doesn't matter what their numbers are, so they don't matter. What matters is just having those 6 available so I can adjust as needed if I can't afford to keep flipping around frickin' personalities all the time. Anyway, it's fine. Right now we're fine. I can't really do much right now until we're done with the dungeon. So we're going to just get back to the dungeon, especially since there's probably a boss fight around the corner, and then go from there. And I'll handle Face Puncher once we're out of here. Is that a portrait of Pyro in the back? Like a frickin', A shrine? God, this is weird. This is K-Cafe Nakano. Yeah, it's just like, it looks like the real world, but it's just a simulation. We're still on K's server. That's horrible. Simulating our special place like this. Duh! You get it now. Yeah, I get it, you. Yep. I'm Kay. The one who stole your account was your best friend, you. Don't act that surprised, PyroFalkon. We kind of figured this out by now. At first, all I wanted was your avatar. Did you want to wear my skin suit? You? A simulation was fine. I wanted to be near something that looked like you. Okay, you are a yandere. But after a while, it wasn't enough. I started to feel I needed the real thing. Huh? So I created enemies. Akira Hasaka, and then Kei. If I could save you from them, and if we could beat them together, I thought you'd start depending on me. I thought you'd be my best friend, my ally, my vanguard. So everything up until now, it's all just been a performance on your part? Do you think it was foolish? You do, don't you? But how could I tell you the truth? How could I tell you how I really felt? That I was no longer satisfied with just being your close friend. This would add a layer of creepiness if the pro tag was a girl, so I sort of see why they didn't let you choose gender. Although, I think it would be a ballsy storyline if they did write a male yandere. Is there a male version of that term? Probably not. Anyway, I think it'd be a fairly ballsy thing to do if you could actually have a story where they wrote a male yandere who would hit on you regardless of your gender and all of that. I mean, it'd be an interesting story. They'd be a pretty decent villain. Might hit it a little too close to home for some players, but it'd be a good story. I was no longer satisfied with just being your close friend. But then I finally understood. The voice told me. You'd never really stand by my side, would you? After all, the truth is that even you were making fun of me, just like them. Huh? That's why you didn't go with me, right? You only go with them, don't you? You're just like them, like those low-life creeps that look down on me. The only difference is that instead of violence, for you, it's pity. I've been on that side of that too. So this is actually working for me a lot because I'm kind of in the middle of that with you. I mean, I'm not that crazy, but there are a lot of fair weather friends or two-faced friends, and I use the word friends loosely, a lot of contacts who say they're my friend, or even family, and then they back out and abandon me, just like other people. Lots of people who don't like me, who don't like my personality, who said they at some point did, even including my mom. She hasn't spoken to me in over a year because she doesn't want to deal with the fact that I have depression. So rather than help me, she just abandoned me, cut me out of her life entirely, blocked my cell phone number, and refuses to talk to me. So, you know, some of us go through it. But if family or friends abandon you, push you away, leave your YouTube community, and otherwise just abandon you, that tells you that they never really cared about you in the first place. And I'm pretty sure, even especially with my mom, she never cared about me in the first place. I was just a child. I was just an accessory. I was not actually a human being to her. I was a concept. And so I get where you's coming from. But the difference between us is I'm not plotting vengeance against my mom or the other people who have abandoned me because I have better things to do with my life. And if I'm going to be dismissed and abandoned, even into my early 40s, by people who say they'd always care about me, then I would rather get my revenge by living my best life and doing my YouTube show and being around people who actually do care. You know, that's just the way I choose it. You is choosing the other direction. So the only thing I could do was to become so strong that no one would make fun of me again. And then a miracle happened. I was able to use K's power even in the real world. By using your account, I became you. The most ideal version of you. The you that's the strongest hacker in Eden. Finally, you would be with me. Now no one can beat me. Through you, I became the Vanguard. Get back. I speak for you now, remember? So you himself is trying to resist the voice in his head, or otherwise is trying to fight through it. That's excellent writing too. That could be an allegory for depression or just mental illness in general. Or it could be literal, and he's got some weird computer program like a Digimon or something in his brain bits. It doesn't matter. I mean, the story works either way, and the reader, the audience, can get whatever they want out of it. Like, I'm believing this can be an allegory for depression, but maybe that's not the way the writer ever intended it, or writers ever intended it to be. It's a good story, though. Very good story. And I'm very interested to know where this goes. This is all the I you wanted, right? This is the I you wanted to become. Rejoice! Now I have become me! Kafka? Duh! Digimon! He was inside the mask! I don't need the old me. Yup, that's exactly what it looks like for the Cyber Sleuth pro tag. So I bet in Cyber Sleuth, the pro tag winds up going to the digital world for some reason. Like during some sort of digital shift. Like the Digimon are coming here and vice versa. It's interesting. His face is gone! It's gone! Forget him. He's nothing more than a worm who lost his mind between self-loathing and hero worship. His talk of friendship sickened me, but he was the perfect exhibit in my sideshow. He swallowed everything I told him, and gradually I broke his will. Without confidence, his dreams of equality were fruitless. He wanted recognition, but lacked the courage to speak his mind. That's why he searched so desperately for ways to gain your attention. But it backfired, and instead it was Hoodie that earned all the glory. It makes me laugh. The human heart is so weak and pathetic. Relax. I want to thank you for the non-stop amusement you gave me. I will fulfill the hopes of me. I will become the you that you wish to be. If you won't be my possession, I have no need of you. Is that not so? Well then, what shall we play? Ha, I've got it. Let's play Hero. We used to play it all the time, yes. I will play the Dark Legend Vanguard K, and you will be... What was it? The Space Rescue Ranger? Ha! It was so much fun. But I was always the one who lost in the end. It used to infuriate me. After all, I was the Dark Legend Vanguard K. I was supposed to be an invincible hero. I wasn't supposed to lose. That's right. I cannot lose. I refuse to lose. Why must I lose to the likes of you? It cannot be. It cannot be. It cannot be. Ah. Whoa. Vampiric Cajolery? What a great name for a band. Oh my god. Alright, you can stop that shit right the hell now. Yeah, we're just gonna have to fight through this unless this is a fixed fight. Because I don't even have the chance to change people out or heal from this. And he's got some massive speed. I also don't have anyone who can stop this. Like, I don't have anyone who's got a barrier or an anti-panic barrier. I've got no one. So this is completely out of my hands right now. Having fun. Given the fact he can do that move so much, I'm thinking this is a fixed fight. Oh, well, okay. Let's see. He is a virus type. I want to keep Oracle in if possible. Let's get Seraphimon and Beefcake in for the moment. Okay, and then... do I have a full heal? I should have a full heal. Let's see. I must have skipped past it. Medical spray. Oh no, that's not an all heal. Yeah, there we go. Multi-recovery. All fighting. Okay, so we'll just use the standard multi-recovery on Oracle. I hated using her turn for that, but... okay, that's okay. That's okay, we're still alright. So let's start with a Chaos Degradation. Because I need to know how many hit points he's got. And it seemed like he had a ton. Maybe this isn't a fixed fight. If we were able to get out of that, then I bet this is not a fixed fight. Let's see. Wow, so he's got 4,000 hit points. Alright, so... that will get me triple damage because I've got type advantage and attribute advantage. Let's do it. Okay, well, we've got him down to about half. Oracle's hurt, but Beefcake can be our item distributor for a lot of this. Because if anyone's going to survive his bullshit, it's probably going to be Beefcake. I kind of want him to do that on Beefcake, because I want to see what kind of damage that does. Also, Beefcake got to come up real quick there. And I bet Chaos Degradation is going to still be... let's see, wait. He's down to about 3,000 hit points. Or, he's down to about, 2,500 hit points. A quarter of 2,500 hit points would be... 525. It's probably that's probably as much as I'm gonna get. Holy Light probably is not gonna hit for 525. So let's do another Chaos Degradation. But after that, we'll stick with Holy Light. 381. I miscalculated something. All right. Well, that's fine. That means next time Oracle comes up, she can use her standard attacks. I won't lose. He just put on a magic counter, I believe? Oh, now he's doing this horse shit again. Okay. We'll fight through it. Still want him to do that to Beefcake. Good. Okay, yeah, that did very little damage, all things considered. So, Beefcake does have a place. He may not be able to do very well if we're facing a vaccine, but he probably also isn't going to completely die if he's facing a vaccine. I mean, it would take a sustained amount of damage against him for him to go down. Okay, Oracle is up. He just put on a full counter to himself. I think that's worth trying anyway, because the counter triggers after the blow happens. So I might be able to take him out with this, which if I do, that'll be it and he won't counter me. Only 332. Wow, that was a lot less damage than I thought he would do. But he can't have that much more. So I don't think I'm... Okay, Seraphimon will take his turn next. So let's give him the medical recovery. I mean, we've got plenty. Multi-recovery on Seraphimon. So now Seraphimon can actually use his abilities. And then... Oh, the only thing that cured was Panic. I could have just hit him with a Panic recovery. Well, that's fine. And then Crossblade should take him out. There we go. Good strategy. Good tactics. Good fight. Excellent boss. Fantastic all around. Except for the fact Wraith gets no experience points out of the deal. But that's okay. I will, I was gonna make some sort of naughty joke, but shit got serious. Erica? Yep. It's over. Erica, you saw that, did you? It looks like that Digimon was inside this mask. It's an evil program designed to control people. That's how it did that to him. His vulnerable heart was twisted even more by this masked Digimon. He lost his mind, and in the end, even his body was taken over. Just like Ryuji and Arcadiamon. The one you wanted to see. The one he wanted to be seen as. I don't know which one is the real one. Yeah. It's not just him. You too. Me too. We're all like that. Yeah. Mental illness really messes with people too. Like, there was a... Well, I can simplify the story as a philosophical question, which is if you have a mentally ill person, like someone who has extreme depression, but they take antidepressants and they seem normal and happy and everything, which is the real person? Is it someone who's taking the pills and their brain chemistry is adjusted? Or is the real them without any medicine and just with the imbalance? Like, which is the real person? It's an interesting philosophical question. There is no one answer, I don't think. But can't they all be real? Do we all just have to be one thing? Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, that's the same reason why, like, even normal, I hate using the word normal in this context, but a normal person, like an average person, can have their moments of depression or, you know, just extreme emotional swings, even if usually they aren't that way. Something can trigger it, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean it's any less real, it's just affected by circumstance. Yeah. Ah! I don't know why I did the Erica voice when that was PyroFalkon, but it's fine. Falcon, you beat him, huh? I just picked it up somewhere. That mask, I found it by accident in Kowloon. When I put it on, I felt so strong. My hacking skill, even my thinking. I was like another person. That's how I got mixed up with Zaxxon. So he put it on in cyberspace long before the worlds merged. Because PyroFalkon got his account stolen at the beginning of the game. So, I mean, they may have already mentioned this. I don't fully remember, but that must mean that when you get into Eden, the Eden VR goggles must actually be messing with your brain chemistry somehow. I mean, that's a standard plot point for even games like .hack or whatever. Sword Art Online did that too. I don't recall them saying it that bluntly during the storyline, but it makes sense. I mean, we did have that one scene where, you know, in the internet cafe, if you're touched, an alarm goes off. So so you have to log out also in order to get your body back, that kind of thing. So they've kind of established it. They just haven't been blunt about it. I thought it was all on my own power, but I was wrong. Everything I was able to do as K, it was all due to that mask. Everything he said is true. At some point, I just did everything he told me and I couldn't control myself anymore. But you forgive me, don't you? Uh-huh! Thanks. But that's exactly what it is about you that made it such agony for me. Say it! Tell me you hate me! Tell me you never want to see me again! I'm sick of you and I'm sick of how perfect you always are! Do you know how low that makes me feel every time you show pity on me like that? Do you know? I can never be strong. I can never match up to anyone. No one will ever pick me. I know he's supposed to be the villain. And I know that they're trying their best to make it kind of easy. But especially the shit I've gone through the last couple months. If I didn't have that GoPro on, I'd probably be a little teary right now because this is hitting me in a way I didn't. This is fucking Digimon. I never in a million years, especially when the game was being pitched to me for the channel, expected that the A-plot would be so strong that it would affect me on a personal level. Haven't you been by my side the whole time? Because that's what I would... Out of those three options, if I was in a position where I was you, the other two I wouldn't want to hear. So... And I'd actually dismiss them as being disingenuous. So I think that works. What's that? You're such a fool. I'd be lying if I didn't admit it was a shock, the way you betrayed me. But I realized something. It's harder to choose than to be chosen. I don't think that's true. If your choice goes wrong, people laugh. They say you chose wrong. They don't know how much courage it took to make that choice. Okay, alright, I get that. I thought the one who thought... Oh, I was the one who thought no one would ever choose him. Boring, average me. You killed that me. So I told him the truth. Thanks, I said. You chose me over lots of other people. It may be a strange way of saying it, but if you hadn't chosen me, I wouldn't even be in Hoodie. Oh, is that... So he's saying if you hadn't looked up to Protag as much as he did, then Protag would have never had his account stolen and never would have done any of this, which makes sense. I think that's a bit of a stretch, because then it sounds like it's fate or destiny, but things are only fate or destiny when you look backwards on them from the future. You know what I mean? Like if you win the lottery because you picked a lucky number, then you can say it was fate or destiny because it's your lucky number. But how did you choose that lucky number? My lucky number is 32, which I think I picked at random one day. That doesn't mean it's destiny if something lands on 32. It just means it was a coincidence. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. So now it's my turn to live up to that choice. That's why I'm going back. I'm going to my new place. To that place. Hoodie? What? Well, Erica. Okay. What We're at 40 minutes, so not only am I saving here, I'm going to save for the episode. Right? Because I think if I hit X, it's going to advance. So I'm going to say that'll do it for today. And we will continue the MSQ at the start of the next episode. Yeah. So we've got one of the big whys. One of the big answerers. As in, like, he was corrupted because of the Digimon in the mask. So then our real only question remaining now is, why are the Digimon invading the human world? And what does Kishibe have to do with any of that? So we'll probably get some answers soon. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow with another episode. And thanks for choosing me. I sincerely appreciate it.